Wow, wow. Exciting day today. We're about to sit down with Craishon.
Ooh, this is an interview I've been waiting for a long time, and an artist whose discography truly speaks for itself.
Yeah, such an impressive artist. Very, very excited.
Another thing I'm really excited about are the DogStar hats. These are lovely, locally embroidered hats, an easy way to support your favorite show.
Yeah, support DogStar, support the artists that are coming on here, and look cool doing it. We got basically one of each color. You got to get these from us in person. There's only a handful of them.
These are a limited release. Again, you gotta flag us down at a show or DM us if you really need one.
Exactly. But let's get on in.
Yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy our interview with Craishon. Bow wow. Welcome to DogStar.
Each week we sit down with a star of rap and R&B, and this week we have the pleasure of sitting down with Craishon.
How you doing?
Hello. I'm so happy to be here.
We are so happy to have you.
Over the moon, seriously.
We've been rocking out to your music the last couple days, and just
Hype
phenomenal.
Hype me up.
Just phenomenal.
Yes, that's
It's a trip.
Have you ever heard of Frank Ocean?
Or Anderson .Paak. Sorry to make perhaps reductive comparisons.
Stop.
But,
because you're in your own lane, for sure.
Yeah, and truly that's like part of the fun of it is it's like any song, it's not what I'm expecting to hear next out of you necessarily, but you can tell you're having just as much fun with it.
Why, thank you.
And evolving with each track.
So keep trusting your taste. I'm sure you're well beyond that point, but it's like whatever you feel like making, like make that.
Oh yeah, this palette is developed, so.
Well, let's start at the very beginning, when the palette wasn't even formed yet.
We got to figure out how it got formed.
Hopping in the time machine, early childhood. What music do you remember being played around, or was it musical family members who you remember?
Well, my dad is a bass player, so that's what he did. And he played for our church, and he was in a band. So I would always hear gospel music, because that's what our life kind of revolved around. And I always would hear like R&B, funk, because he was into that. You know, he's a bass player, so he came to Minneapolis because he wanted to play for Prince. So this is that was always his dream. So like always listening to funk music, R&B, gospel. That was his thing. So always playing in the house, and because our life revolved around church, me and my siblings, we would always get together. And act like we were a choir. We would separate ourselves into, the tenor, bass, soprano, alto, and sing a whole bunch of Kurt Franklin songs. That's what we would do. So,
and how old are we talking?
I was 4.
I'm trying to picture.
That's when we kind of started doing that. But music has always been a part of my life. I've been singing and yapping since I could remember. So,
I love that. And did you ever eventually get to sing in the church choir? Was that of any interest to you at that age?
Eventually, that's where my ear developed and my skills was in the church. So I was always in the children's choir, doing praise dance, anything like that. My parents made sure that if we were, going to be at church, we were going to do something in the church. So was singing and dancing, so that's what we were doing.
Was it the same church like throughout your childhood?
Yes. So there's my dad played bass for the church, so we were always there. My mom was in the choir, so we were, always at choir rehearsal, at church, Wednesday Bible, Bible study. We were always there. So yeah.
And while we're talking about these formative years. Was there any interest in picking up the bass or another instrument?
No, I could not do that. Oh my God. I tried. Hurts my fingers. So what my mom put me in piano. So that's what I learned.
Okay.
And
is that around that same age, 4 or 5, or was that a little later?
It was a little bit older. So my mom put me and my brother into a performing arts school. It was called Love Works Academy. And I was in 4th grade at the time, and he was in 6th grade. And so during the day, we would do our regular curriculum. You would do your science, math, English, and then your history. And then in the afternoon, we would do our electives. And I chose karate and dance. Whoa. So in 4th grade, I was doing karate and dance. Okay. And the cool thing about our school at the time is that we would have showcases. So you would learn everything in your class for the semester, but at the end, you would have to audition to be in the showcase. Whoa. So it was very, very competitive. You would get cut. I only made it in one dance my first year. Whoa. So it was very, very serious. So every year that I was there until 8th grade, because that's the school I graduated from as well, I would, always audition for a dance after I learned it. Awesome. Or singing something. So, yeah.
So was that like a step up in seriousness from like singing at church and being part of the music program there?
Like more pressure?
Very, I wouldn't say.
Because it's still in front of people.
Yeah. It was very serious. Yeah, it was very serious.
And
especially to be at 9 and being like, well, my classmates, I'm in competition to be in the showcase. Okay, cool, let's do it.
And so was trying out like as nerve-wracking as performing?
Yes. There would be like a week-long like audition. Whoa. And they would go through all the grades that had like their dance or their music thing that they were practicing or anything like that. So we would just have a week-long audition, and a lot of kids would get cut.
Do you think that that exposure to the competition and fused with creativity early on has helped your work ethic today?
Oh, yes, for sure. Because I was told no early on. So I learned how to handle rejection in terms of, things not always going the way that I planned.
Right,
so,
and not quitting music forever, the first critique you get.
For sure. Yes.
Do you remember the first well, I guess it was the tryouts, only making one of the because you thought you were going to be good to go, or?
I thought I was good to go. Oof. I was practicing at home, everything. But it just didn't go my way as much as I practiced. And that's just, a lesson for future me and then, that I really took a hold of. So, yeah.
That's so cool. And then were you're saying you're dancing and singing in some of these showcases?
I was mostly a dancer at the time. I was really afraid to sing, even though I sang in the choir. But singing in the choir, like, you can follow along with everybody else. Right, like, you don't have to really...
No solos.
Stand out unless you want to be the, person that wants to sing the solo. Right. But I was always the person like, no, I'm standing right here with everybody else and I'm singing. So I was mostly a dancer during my school days.
Yeah, when did the solo music stuff kind of catch on? Or like, because you probably, you're getting into showcases dancing. You could be a dancer right now and not a recording artist.
The music stuff, the solo stuff, did not catch on until I was well into college and into my 20s.
So interesting. So were you in performing arts school throughout your grade school years,
or was it just until 8th grade?
So just for elementary school and middle school. So from 4th grade until 8th grade, I was in a performing arts school. High school, I went to a regular school. I still did concert choir, but
no solos.
No solos.
Okay.
Well, sometimes I think I had a few, maybe one at a graduation.
Nice.
I was in 10th grade and I sang It was a Billy Joel song.
But killed it? Did good?
I think so. I don't know.
Didn't get booed out of the auditorium.
I know it was filmed, so.
Hey, if you've got that, tag us. Let us find that.
The home video.
Yes, it was Columbia Heights High School. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Y'all have that video.
Oh, I would love to see that.
And what other exposure during high school did you have to performing outside of show choir? If any.
Mostly what I learned from middle school and elementary school, I just did at home. So I just played piano, I danced, and
nice.
I just kept up with that at home. And of course, I was always doing things in church, so I became like the youth choir director. So that's what I was doing.
Nice.
Most of my teen years is directing a choir, sometimes choreographing a praise dance. Things like that.
So the skills are not getting rusty.
Yeah, you're keeping it polished. You're using it, you're not losing it. I always kept them
polished. Well, because I'm a creative, and I always have to do something with movement or singing. Like I said, can't stop singing or yapping. So I'm either going to do one or the other.
Can you tell us a time maybe where, the spur of creativity has gotten in the way of another priority? Or does creativity hit you like that? Or do you allocate time to kind of brainstorm?
I allocate time for being creative because I need that.
Right.
It's a release. So if I don't have it, I feel lost. So I need to release whatever is up here, out there, and see where it goes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But it never hits on your way to work, and you need to pull over, and then you're 30 minutes late for work. But at least you captured that melody on your voice memo.
Something like that.
Okay,
well, I try not to be late to work.
Right. I mean, you're a professional. You got your priorities straight.
Yeah. But yeah, something like that for sure.
That's so
it
cool.
always, always gotta keep the flow of energy going for being creative, because that's who I am. So.
And so you're playing piano. Are you writing original songs, like in high school and stuff?
So mostly in high school, I was doing covers. So
that's fun, though.
A good way to learn.
During that time, covers were big on YouTube. So I thought I was going to be, the next Justin Bieber, okay?
So that's how you become a singer.
Yes, post a cover and just
Usher.
Yes. But at the time, I really didn't trust my voice. So I mostly just danced. But in terms of playing piano, I mostly just did covers and just played whatever. Yeah.
Now, are any of those covers still available on the internet? As of this recording, I should say.
Maybe.
Okay. That's all.
Maybe.
If you've got those, send them. I want them.
But again, still sharpening that tool, not letting it fall by the wayside. Just the creative skill. Because we've interviewed artists who I was forced into playing piano or violin at age 6 and stopped doing it at age 13. And if you gave me a violin, I couldn't play it, type of thing. So
no, I've always kept up with the things I've learned.
And
always.
Through towards the end of high school, life sometimes gets more serious about what you're about to do.
Yeah.
With your creative, being the choir director and making music yourself and stuff, did it feel like your options narrowed, or did you kind of just find the spots that were open for you and followed it down there?
No, I didn't feel like my options were limited during that transition. I felt like I had endless options.
Awesome.
Probably just a lot of naivete to go along with it.
A healthy amount.
Too many options where you don't know where you want to go.
Oh.
And so I had to, kind of hone that in. And so transitioning to college, I was actually going to be a nursing major. So that's what was
that was the vision.
That was my thing. I was like, okay, well, I still sing and I still do all that, but, I need something that's going to make me money, And so, I started with that. But then, I don't know, one day I just woke up and was like, okay, let's just do
flashcards.
Musical theater. So that's what I did.
like a major switch,
yes, it was a
your
major switch. So I switched over to musical theater. So that's
so
what
fun.
I did in college. So I was in a lot of plays and musicals. I was Donkey in Shrek the Musical.
Awesome.
Whoa.
That was a time being in a costume. Really hot, but I really did that.
That's fun.
But yeah, so things like that. That was that transition. And then from there, I kind of started recording during that time in college.
Nice.
And this was like 2018. I started recording myself, just kind of experimenting with that.
And did they?
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask, was that because the school had like equipment to record, or you just got access to?
Well, I had my own laptop. I just bought a mic.
Nice.
So I just decided,
took that step.
Yeah, I'm doing musical theater. Might as well do something with music. So I decided, I'm going to start recording myself on the side. So that's what I started doing.
That's so awesome.
And yeah, kind of led me to my first release.
All thanks to musical theater. I can just imagine you know, in an anatomy class, seeing the theater kids having so much fun, and you're just trying to memorize all the bones
tarsals and carpals
and
just the call.
It was a calling.
That's so fun.
To be on the stage.
Yeah, I mean, well, again, I like that we're using the term performing arts, because I think any art on the stage truly has so much in common, from a production of The Pirates of Penzance to a rap show. It's entertainment. It's music. It's emotional movement.
Yes.
It's amazing. I wanted to ask before we take a quick break.
Yeah.
What lessons, what stage presence lessons did you learn in musical theater that you may not have learned elsewhere?
Be present.
Totally.
I think a lot of times as artists, you get so in your head that musical theater requires you to be present because you're playing somebody else, but it requires you to show up, especially for that character that you are playing. Totally. So it definitely taught me to be present. It definitely taught me to have a voice. And it definitely taught me to continue, my discipline. Keep creating. Never stop creating. Never, stop doing the things that I love. So definitely that's what theater taught me, and, being in school for sure.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
Lifelong lessons.
Yes.
That's awesome. We've got about a minute and 30 seconds before we got to take a break. I'm trying to think of maybe a piece of advice on perhaps time management you have for up-and-coming artists, or something maybe you recently learned.
I learned just take your time. If that song needs to sit and marinate, let it sit and marinate. If you feel like it needs to come out pretty fast, just do what you need to do. I would just say just be sure of yourself, and definitely, do what you need to do. For sure.
Words of wisdom from Craishon here on DogStar.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow him. It's _Craishon. So ITS _CRAISHON on Instagram.
Make sure you hit the link tree as well, linktree/Craishon.
For all the sweet info.
Make sure I get that.
And Spotify. The artist name is Craishon with no it's, but the Instagram. So Craishon's who we're talking to.
Follow the show at DogStar Podcast. We're gonna be right back.
SoundCloud. There's some songs that aren't on Spotify. We'll be talking about that later, but you should check out the SoundCloud as well.
The archives.
Exactly. We'll be right back talking more about the archives, about collaboration, and more here on DogStar. Stay with us.
Stay with us. Bow wow.
Bow wow. We will see you here in 1 hot minute.
Bow wow.
Welcome back to DogStar.
Sitting down with Craishon, talking about the basically school years. having music be part of your life the entire time. Which is awesome.
And the beckoning of the performing arts kind of taking you out of, you said pre-nurse, correct?
Yes.
That does remind me of something, and sorry, it's weird to bring up, but on one of the descriptions of, I think it was actually the first song that's on SoundCloud, Pink Petals, says that it was like a calling to sing. Could you talk about that?
Well, because it was, I think, when did I release that song?
It was
2017.
Yeah, March 23rd, 2017, or January, February, March, May 17th.
My Lord, today it makes me realize how long I've been recording. I basically felt like, well, if I'm going to be doing music, I need to be consistent with it. So basically, that was what I meant at the time. And it kind of was a calling because I was so used to being in, ensemble casts that, I kind of felt like, well, where's me in that? So I kind of had to find myself through that. So that's why I said it was a calling.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to ask, had to bring it up, and it's a perfect way to jump into the catalog. So,
right.
So, like I said, there was 2017 Pink Petals on SoundCloud. It says it's your first recorded song. Is that true?
Yes, it is. First recorded song that I put out.
Okay.
Before then, I was kind of just trying different sounds and trying to see what I could come up with. And so Pink Petals, I found that beat on YouTube at the time. And so I was like, well, hey, I could do something with this. And basically it was an experiment that went well.
Okay.
And so I decided, well, let me put it out. So
that's huge.
Yeah, that's what I did.
And did that feel cathartic when you released that, or was it a?
I was scared. Okay. I was scared, but excited, but scared. Like, ooh, I'm releasing a song, and I recorded it on, just a little camera mic that I got with a camera that I bought, and it was like for videos. It was like the little Rode mic.
Right.
So that's how I recorded my first song on Pink Petals. And so I was scared. I was like, "Is this gonna sound good?" So yeah. And I was really excited.
Was there hesitation to release it, or did your excitement outweigh the?
It was more so like, well, SoundCloud is the frontier to do this, so independent artists, let's go.
Right.
Like, take that leap. So.
And were you so excited where the next day you're telling your castmates, hey, check out this track on SoundCloud, or was it more of an internal pride?
It was more so like, hey, I released a song and I got a project named Nokoma's coming out. So, I'm here.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love that.
It was more like,
and
I'm here to stay.
Full power,
Yeah.
And then, so you're recording yourself, so you're in DAW of some sort on your laptop, adding your vocals over the beat, so you're engineering at
I
this
was
point?
doing it on Audacity.
Hey, free, baby. Audacity. It's technically has everything you need.
It's versatile.
Yes. That's what I was doing it on, and it was my Dell laptop, and it was so old when I started like really recording myself.
Oh no.
So like the crashes, the random clicks here and there, like yes, it was
a pain.
Yeah.
But not enough to stop that creative force.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And then that song sounds good. Like the loudness of your voice is the right level for the loudness of the instruments and stuff. So and that was like one of your first cracks at it. Have you recorded yourself ever since, or what's the journey been like?
Or what was the song where you didn't do the recording?
And so from then I was just recording myself until I met Melvin, aka Quasi, in June and them. So I was recording by myself from 2017 to about 2021. So it
We've got a good chunk of music here.
Yeah.
Let's continue along the discography. We're
We're
talking about the very first track, which was 2017.
Right.
Yes.
And then we've got Everything, produced by Fasol. Is that? I don't know.
Yeah,
You might not...
it was this guy that I found. He lent me some beats and I started singing over it, and that was one of the songs. I had a full song to it, but I decided to release it as like just a minute because I wasn't sure of how that song was gonna go. I'm still, at that time figuring it out.
Yeah, this will be 50% of your out music when you release it.
Yeah. I was trying to figure it out. So basically, that's why I had that song, be less than 2 minutes. But yeah,
interesting. Well, still kind of an experiment.
Yeah.
Less than half a year later, though, so you're in it. You're
staying
really
with it.
Yeah,
really doing it.
And I hate to bring this up while we're talking about this. Whatever happened to the project that you were hyping, perhaps out of excitement? When you dropped your first track.
So I did put it out. But I think 1 year I was just listening to it because I really don't try to listen to what I release after I put it out. Because I'm like, I did it and I listened to it enough while recording it and mixing it and doing all that. So I'm like, to put it out, I'm good. But 1 year I was listening to it again and I just felt, well, maybe I should just keep the 2 songs that I actually like. So I just kept Pink Petals and I think Everything Up. So
awesome.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Nokomis, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the cover on one of those songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
The fingerprints are still there.
Right, the homage. It still exists.
Still lingering.
The Craishon Easter eggs.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I love it.
And that's, continuing on the discography, because we're in 2018 now, I believe.
Exactly. So, the 24th of May. So I should have just wrote the months instead of the numbers. 24th of May, 2018, Ocean is a single on SoundCloud.
Yes.
Are you hyping that there's more behind that, or are people just about to get their socks blown off the very next day?
It was more so like, single. I don't like it's an interlude. So I don't know. I thought of it in my head, promotional single. Right. So that's why I released it that way.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a fun number that I did. I was my first kind of dive into dance music.
Oh.
That has now become my life.
Yeah.
So.
That's so fun.
Because then, boom, the very next day, June drops.
Yes, it did.
The 4-track gem. Again, one of my favorites as a fan of your work.
Thank you. First track is Interlude, or Ocean, and then Blue Change, Round and Round. Awesome.
Wow, that was a long time ago, yes.
and those are YouTube beats or local producers?
Yeah,
a little mixture of the two.
Most of them, I think they were just YouTube beats. During that time, I was just buying a lot of beats. I was on BeatStars. I'm still on BeatStars, so yeah.
Can you walk us through the process of how you find a beat or narrow it down? There's millions of beats.
Yeah.
But
I just go by genre. And most of the people I just kind of stumbled upon because I really am into instrumentals. So how I kind of like stumbled onto most of the beats that I found was like lo-fi producers at the time. Like, Chill Cow and all those things started to become really, really popular.
Yeah.
And so that's how I kind of started finding producers on YouTube.
The YouTube search.
Yes.
I do have a note that Ocean was produced by Origami. Thanks for the fantastic beat.
Yes.
Just wanted to shout him out because I saw that it was a thing. And then, so the next thing on your SoundCloud is a podcast, I'm pretty sure. Jacqueline Hyde.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that was a podcast that I did with my friend Ashley. Shout outs to you, girl.
Yeah, that's a fun episode.
Back by unpopular demand. Yes, I used to dabble in podcasting. I did a lot of things. Yeah.
I mean, there's no.
I'm surprised that's still up. I didn't even know. I don't even.
It's an hour-long episode. I was like, oh man, this is a hidden album.
A whole album. That's what we thought.
That is crazy. Well, if y'all do find it on my SoundCloud, it is a pretty funny episode.
It's entertaining.
If I'm remembering correctly, yes.
The conversation's moving. It's super fun.
Yeah, definitely don't remove that from the resume. Podcaster.
Exactly. Or you could host a podcast easy.
I don't even think I remember my SoundCloud password, so it is going to stay up.
And then I think it would make sense to switch over to the Spotify discography at this point. What was Was it just somebody told you that, hey, Spotify, you could do Spotify as easy as you're doing SoundCloud, get your stuff on Spotify?
Or was it linking up with the aforementioned creative?
Well, it was two things. One, I was like, well, I'm still releasing music, so let's release it on Spotify. How do I get on Spotify? Right. And so I started looking for distributors, DistroKid, TuneCore. I went with TuneCore because I felt comfortable with that.
Right. Cool.
And so through them, I've just been releasing,
ever since. Happy with them?
Yeah, because I don't have any issues with them. I did in the beginning when I was releasing my first album. Sorry, I forgot about yesterday, but it wasn't, I haven't had any issues with them since then. So we're good. Love me some TuneCore.
TuneCore, awesome. Shout out. We love you.
Yeah, exactly. And that you pretty much upload it there, and then it's on everything.
Yes. And so from there, I think the first song I released, if I'm not mistaken, it was actually a Project Cleveland I released. Little tidbit. A hidden project for me. Yes.
No.
It was called Cleveland. I took it down because it was the laptop at the time that I was using. It was just so horrible. It's just the sound quality just couldn't keep up as much as I wanted it to be there. So yeah, that was the first project I put on there. But the song that I kept was Satisfaction. So that is a song that I would say is my first official release. Yeah.
Okay.
To the world. To the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, would you'd mentioned earlier that once you release a project, you're already on to the next thing. You've listened to it 97 plus times in post-production.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider taking songs from Nokomis or Cleveland, these lost songs, and recreating them? Or is that just, old news?
I think at the time it was just fetus Craishon trying to find his way.
Right.
And I think now that I found my way, I think those can sit in the vault.
Okay. No, I respect it.
I think they can sit in the vault.
Yeah. I have to ask for sure. That's fascinating.
That's awesome. Yeah, the first song, at least date-wise, listed on Spotify is Float.
Yes, that was the first song. Well, one of the first songs that me and Quasi Uno recorded together.
Yeah, how did you guys run into each other?
What's the comic book origin story of that?
So actually, me and Quasi been knowing each other for a very long time.
Really?
In high school, I used to do this youth program called Youth Care / Camp Sunrise. So I would go to camp and I would do youth programming during the school year. So that's how I knew Quasi. And then I kind of met Sekou through that as well. And so we just knew each other for a minute. And then, Quasi started producing around the time I started really recording. And so, eventually by 2021, he asked me, hey, do you want to come to the studio session? What? I was like, yeah, I'll come.
Yeah.
And then that's when I met June. Then, we would just been recording together ever since, really.
Oh, that's kismet. I love it.
Yeah.
The fact that, that both your trajectories were so similar.
Yeah.
After having, known each other for so long.
Yeah, I didn't expect, Quasi to do music, but the fact that he does, it's such a blessing. So I'm so happy that, those are my guys.
For real, we're talking Basement Gang.
Yes,
right?
if you guys did not know, Basement Gang.
The South Minneapolis super group, I would call it.
Totally.
And it's
moving and shaking things for sure. Leading the charge.
Trying to. We're trying to shake some things up,
Doing big things.
But it sounds like a new chapter for sure in your evolution.
Yeah.
Linking up with them.
Yeah, it was after college too. So definitely meeting up with them, that summer of 2021. It was, definitely a match made in heaven. So.
Because 2021 and 2022 were busy release-wise.
We were literally, we met and we started recording, and then it became we're a group, and then Righteous came along, and then we were just on go, and we've been on go ever since.
Oh, so, I love that.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Yeah, because Float was off of, sorry, I forgot about yesterday.
Yes, it was.
It's about to be in the future.
Right.
Because also in September, Pause.
Yeah.
Which is gonna be, but nobody knows that yet.
Yeah.
And then you might have started teasing the album by the point LTM comes out with June the Kid.
Yeah. Because me and June at the time, we were doing so many studio sessions together. I was like, well, we might as well record a song. Let's do it. And so I sent him that beat, and we were like, yeah, let's do it. So.
Man,
a match made in
I don't
heaven.
know why I released those singles like that. Maybe in my head I was just like, rap it. Let's just give it to him. Like, rapid fire.
It was the so it was like you did the day before single release on the project before that, and now this one, it's at least like a month out, but you're giving them 3 singles, just trying out different strategies.
I was hungry, for sure. Still hungry, but
trying new things. And then boom, so sorry I forgot about yesterday, October 29th, 2021.
Ooh,
10 tracks. Dope. Duck, Away From Home, Pause.
Yeah.
Got a feature with Tay.
Yes.
Honest. That's dope. Like it reminds me of like Jay-Z, Beyonce, where you got a singer and a rapper, but she's rapping and you're singing.
Yeah.
It's so nice. Like that combo is so good.
Yeah, how that came about, because of the open mics.
Sorry to interrupt you. We got to take a break. That's going to be our teaser for the next.
We'll
the
save
next
that for
segment.
later. We'll save it for later.
Follow ITS_CRAISHON.
Follow us at DogStar Podcast. We'll be right back with more Craishon. Bow wow.
Bow wow. Wow, wow.
Welcome back to DogStar.
Sitting down, Craishon.
Yes, we are.
Just peeling back the layer of when you're starting collaborating with Quasi.
As well as your feature, Tay's feature on your first project.
So
that's what we were
that.
spoiling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I met Tay at an open mic, and she was rapping, and I was like, "You're dope. I need you on a song." So that's how that came about.
I mean, if the time frame's right, are we talking Urban Lights open mic?
Yeah, Urban Lights open mic.
Wow.
That's where I met her.
Cool.
So yeah, I was like, she's dope. I need her on a song. So yeah,
that's awesome. And who went up to who? Because you both probably performed
that night. I went to her. I'm not shy. I was like, hey, you want to do a song? Love what you do. You got a dope voice. I need it. Do you want to collab? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Up and coming artists, heed that advice. Sometimes it's that easy. You just can't be shy all the time.
Yeah, don't be shy. Just be like, hey, you want to collab? Most people are like, yeah. Okay, listen.
Oh, that's amazing. It's hotter an open mic. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is dope. So coming up next, we've got the Small Beat Tape series.
Yeah.
I read a little bit about that you had this idea, probably before all the tracks were done, but like how you were going to release packages of music to the people on a regular basis.
Well, Small Beat Tapes, it came right after Sorry I Forgot About Yesterday. And it was... The song that started it was Needs. So it was a song that I heard, and I was like, I have to record on this now. And so it just birthed a whole project. And I was like, well, I want to release more music. How about 3 EPs, maybe 3 songs, 3 vibes, 3 tapes? So that's where the concept came from.
Now, tangentially, are you into numerology at all?
No, it's just
okay. No lucky numbers, right?
It was just 333. Like let's just go.
Wow, that's awesome. So I'm still just so impressed at your ability to almost mold the wave of creativity versus letting it wash over you or missing the wave.
Yeah. It actually needs the song that started off. I had it during the time I was recording. Sorry, I forgot about yesterday. So it was in the stash, and then I just brought it out and was like, "Yeah,
took it out of the vault." Nice having that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just knowing you got it, because on Small Beat Tape 1, there's another song featuring June LTN.
Yes. Well, it's Call Me. That features June the Kid and Sekou. That was Small Beat Tape 2. So that was a song we were like, well, we needed a song with, us 3 on it. Exactly. So let's do that. So
yeah, things are really
really
taking
fun recording
shape.
That one too. Yeah.
And yeah, you guys are probably working on something around that time too, which is cool. Small Beat Tape 3, Garden of Eden, Moonlight, the Caught Up remix. Yeah. Which is fun. Yeah. So you're no stranger to remixing songs. I think and you did that again in case we don't have time with the SoundCloud song with Big Kia. Yeah. The most recent release, which is dope. Like so cool.
How does that feel? How does that feel?
Big Kia.
Oh, Big Kia, huge.
Or Nakia Marie, it might be. I don't know where we're at on the name change, artist name change right now. But
how is it to revisit a track from the past or even from the more recent past? Within a remix.
Well, with Caught Up remix, it was because I really, really loved the song Caught Up, because when I wrote it, I was like, I need to have a remix to the song. I just feel like it needs that.
It deserves it.
It deserves it. It needs a friend. Right. So I told Quasi, like, I need a remix. We need to go back in and redo it. So that's how that one came about. Yeah.
That's dove fun. Back in.
I did. And I had to do all new vocals because what I wanted was to put the old vocals onto the remix, but it just didn't work out that way. So I had to record all new layers, everything to that. So, yeah.
Did you have to kind of put yourself in the, like, how you were living life at the time to record it the same way?
Yeah, because sometimes when I record a song, that moment that I'm in, I like that voice that is on the demo. So I was just really trying to recapture that. And I think I did with that song. So, yeah.
That's fun. It makes me wonder if you're playing piano or guitar in addition to any of these beats.
I have not done that in a while, and I really want to. I've just been not in producer mode. I'm not a producer, but I would like to get into it. But yeah, it's just not something I've done in a while.
I'm always wondering that, because I think you've got a picture of the piano and a picture of the guitar on the Instagram. So anytime I'm hearing these songs, I'm like, this could be him ripping on the guitar now.
Yeah, I need to do it. I need to record a song with just me and piano. Maybe that's coming.
So just in time for New Year's, the Basement Tape drops December 30th, 2022.
Yes, we were right on the buzzer with that.
What was it the goal to have it drop by the end of the year?
It was the goal to have it drop a little bit earlier, but we were so busy, recording and trying to get our solo stuff out that in addition to that, we were like really, really working hard to get that project out. So the fact that we hit the buzzer, really, really glad, because it set us up for the next year, where we were doing more releases and shows. So
big time shows, and the coordinated promo for those is, yeah, definitely like set a bar, set a standard for like everybody.
Yeah, shout outs to Righteous in June, man. They
masterminds.
Yeah, they put their foot in that.
For real, yeah. Unbelievable.
So stay, in the studio day in, day out. The noses are to the grindstone. Releases are being coordinated. All the while, you're working on your next release.
Yeah, I'm
piecing it together.
Slowly but surely.
And then finally, September 9th, 2024, you release it upon the world.
I did. I released I Thought There'd Be More. Because we love phrases around here.
Yes. You like phrases that make it sound funny to talk about on a podcast. Where it's like, oh, I listened to your new album. I thought there'd be more.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. Literally, that's what I wanted. So,
and obviously a return to the album versus the single. I mean, promotional singles, yes.
Yeah.
And revisiting some of our favorite singles from the past. Yeah. Officially now placed in a project.
Yeah. That was Ghosted because I released it 1 year before. Nice. And I wanted to keep it because I'm like, it falls in the soundscape that is that project. So I was like, it has to be placed in there. So, yeah.
You brought 2 tracks from that project with today.
I did.
The fourth track and the final track, Dead End and Clarity. We've got about 2 minutes. What can you tell us, or maybe prep listeners for what they're about to hear?
So, Dead End and Clarity, what I want you guys to take away is that, you're peeking into a little journal entry of mine, where I'm talking about a little bit of disillusionment, maybe a little bit of desperation. So you guys get to peek into that. But it ties together in the end because it's about finding myself in the music. So I hope you guys enjoy it. For sure.
And there is a visual companion piece.
Oh, yes, there is.
As well to Clarity.
Yes, there is.
And can you give us a little behind the scenes, maybe on the day of when you were shooting that? Any unique shot that was captured or a fun experience?
That day, it was really interesting. It's my first music video that was by myself ever.
Really?
I was completely by myself. All I had was my videographer, Alec, and then creative director, Estefania. And we were just, trying to find perfect moments because I was like, where do I pose? How do I look at this camera?
Right.
Give me the angles, make me look good. So it was a really interesting day. It was a new beginning into me doing visuals. So I hope I get to do more, which there will be more.
Oh, that's so exciting to hear that there's more in store on the horizon.
Always more.
Yeah.
I can't stop,
Please don't. Thank you again for joining us here on DogStar. It's been a pleasure to chat with you. I'm sure the fans feel the same way. Getting a peek behind the Craishon curtain.
Yes. Hopefully I open it up fully because I want people to, come on in. Come up on stage with me.
You heard it. Yeah, tell them you heard that on DogStar. And
it's _Craishon on Instagram. DogStar Podcast also on Instagram. And you are about to hear a little taste of the most recent project with Dead End and Clarity here on DogStar.
Thanks for your time. Bow wow.
Bow wow.
Bye. try to tell me the world spins around us, but where we driving? It's a long way ahead to a house or a beach, maybe a quiet town or an endless sea. It's a long way ahead from where we should be. Maybe we should settle down or wait for eventually. We've been driving with no real plans, no map to guide us across this land. No point of reference, no destination. Are we just in this, or is this my plan? Beautiful bridges through forests and fields, but around every corner, uncertainty there. Though I can't name it, you try to tell me the world's been around us, but where are we driving? It's a long way ahead to a house or a beach, maybe a quiet town or an endless sea. It's a long way ahead from where we should be. Maybe we should settle down or wait for eventually. It's a long way ahead to a house or a beach, maybe a quiet town or an endless sea. It's a long way ahead from where we should be. Maybe we should settle down or wait for eventually. I can't seem to get past me. Living having thoughts, thinking I'm better off. Living without someone, I can't seem to get past me. Used to feel like it was okay to always seek another's embrace, but I can't seem to shake this feeling. Maybe solitude brings you healing. Getting there, I know I can't grow. For in love, you reap the unknown. Perhaps I fear eventual rejection, or the pain of several connections. I'm able to shake this thought. In solitude is where I should be caught. Yeah, deep within a yearning it stirs for connections, love and share whispers. Unable to shake off your thoughts. In solitude is where I should be caught. Yeah, deep within a yearning it stirs for connections, love and share whispers. They live in loud thoughts, thinking I'm better off. Living without someone, I can't seem to get past me. Living loud thoughts, thinking I'm better off. Living without someone, I can't seem to get past me. I'll be keeping you in my dreams.
without support. I can't seem to get past me. Living having thoughts, thinking I'm better off. Living without support. I can't seem to get past me. Unable to shake this thought. In solitude is where I should be caught. Yeah, deep within a yearning it starts. Fucking visions like anxious whispers. Unable to shake off your thoughts. In solitude is where I should be caught. Yeah, deep within a yearning it starts. Fucking visions like anxious whispers.